title of this video is to POR-15 or to not to POR-15. That is the question. Whether it is nobler to use rubberized undercoating or FluidFilm. I would do FluidFilm, rubberized undercoating and all that stuff. Okay, we're gonna go over it. But just gonna do a quick tour of the frame real quick. This is and has been POR-15. So you can see parts that are absolutely stellar. And then with the POR-15, if you're spraying it, great. You can get it in more locations. If you're painting it, crap, because you're not going to be able to get it in all locations. But as you can see, you know, like you can't get a paintbrush in a lot of this stuff. And, you know, up over the gas tank and everything. And this is okay back here as a channel frame or an open frame. You know, looks mint. You know, we're gonna go over this. I mean, obviously the axle's, you know, been done well. And the whole thing about the POR-15 or any coating system is first and foremost prep. Prep. If you don't prep it correctly, you might as well not even do it, or you might as well just tear your truck apart and just throw it away. One of the biggest things and the reasons why I say is like here, POR-15 peels right off. If it's done correctly and applied on bare metal, it does kind of acid etch its way in, and it's excellent. But as you can see here, what happened is this was all painted, but above it, the water was allowed or found its way in through here. And what that does, you know, let's say, you know, for instance, that this is the piece that's painted. So the part that you can reach is here and here. You know, that's all great. But what happens up here where it's not painted is the water gets in and comes in behind and underneath the POR. And the POR is very, you know, it's a very strong material. It's, you know, it's stronger than rubberized undercoating. But see, it gets in behind it and it runs. And it goes and it goes and it goes. Rubberized undercoating does the same thing. All that stuff is the stupidest crap you can put on your vehicle unless you do like 100% good prep and base coat. But as you can see here, you know, you can only prep so much. You know what I mean? Your prep is full wire wheel, frame off, acid dip, you know, and you just can't do that. So again, you know, any coating, POR-15, rubberized undercoating, you know, rhino liner, any of that stuff is honestly, unless you have absolute aces base coat, the stupidest thing you can do. You know, obviously not busting balls on this customer in general, because that's, you know, 90% of people out there that aren't professional mechanics or that are even remotely knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. You know, that just coat everything and they think it's awesome. They think it's going to be great and work great. But like I said, again, here you can see all along here, this is all where you can't base prep up and behind. You can't base prep in the back here. You can't, and if you can't prep the base, then you can't clean it up right, then it doesn't hold. So when it doesn't hold, it starts working in from the back. That's this whole frame. And POR-15 used to be a lot more expensive than it is now, but it's expensive enough. So you do all that for nothing. And the one big thing we got going on here with this one is up front. You can see where it goes from channel frame, open frame. It's actually double stacked here. You go from one frame where they're hooking the two frames together, and it comes up front here, and here's where it's box frame. It's enclosed. And you can see in there, I'm not going to do the flashlight because the flashlight really sucks for a lot of these recordings. But in there is nasty land. It's 100% nasty land. Proof is in the pudding right here. You can see where this cab mount is. This is what happens in POR-15. It was all great. It was all beautiful. I mean, you can see right next to it. You know, you can see right next to it where it's just, you know, fantabulous. You know, here you can almost polish it up and it's mint. But what happens is anywhere where these weep holes are, it's never prepped up in the back and in behind. You have to remove all that rust and remove all that sand. And of course, because it's a box frame, all that salt and sand goes in everywhere it's open. You may think it drains out, but that also gives it a passage in. So salt and sand comes in here. It comes in any of the tow hook locations, the drainage holes, anywhere. It gets in there and it raises absolute hell. You can see in here, the whole mount is all, it's just a big cup. There's nowhere, you know, they give you these two little weep holes here. Those two little weep holes, what the hell is that going to drain out? All this salt and sand up in here is just, it's a sandbar. This one's not as bad. And this other one I'm going to have to completely refabricate. Which, by the way, you're not supposed to do any of that. Who cares? You're not supposed to weld on frames. You're not supposed to recomp frames like that. It's got to get inspected. You replace with completely new sections of frame, completely new sections of parts. I'm sure you have at least 2 or 3 of the professional auto body shop guys chiming in on it, and I really don't give a crap because you get a paycheck from somebody else, and I am my paycheck, so whatever. But that's gone. Gone. Could be worse, but like I said again up here, aces, you can almost shine it. Same thing here. Seams shiny, and then garbage. That's usually always in those locations you can see here. Same thing. That's in a location where here's where the frame also meets, and it's like a sandwich in here. So the stuff got all in between there and came down in and worked its way. And eventually, if left alone, it's going to work its way right down the frame and finish everything else off. This is why I do fluid film coating. This is why I believe in fluid film coating versus this. Fluid film flows everywhere. It's self-healing. It's short money. To do a full-size truck like this, probably fully, like inside the frame, outside the frame, the whole undercarriage up over the transmission itself, the oil pan, inside the cross members, up on top of the T-case, basically everything. I'm going to spray everything besides your fan belts and your brakes. Although I may spray your brakes too, depending upon whether or not you complain about the price. Wheel wells, struts. As you can see, these struts are manufactured a little bit better. They don't have cups where the anchor is for the spring, like the other ones did that just rotted out and just broke. There's a reason for that, because again, it's for salt and sand. All this stuff. A lot of these arms are designed the same way. They've got one tiny little weep hole that's not even all the way down, so everything sticks up in here, and as you can see, this is starting to rust too. You don't know what the hell do you think is going to happen when that one area of immense torque on your bottom arm rusts through. Pow. You know, everything else that's connected here, this whole tire is just going to fold out like that. Hopefully you're not going down 495. But as you can see, it's like I said, it's, you know, where it's mint, it's mint. But again, I would almost guarantee you that this would not be as bad if POR hadn't been put on it. I would almost guarantee you. And again, the owner's going to see this video, not busting balls, not saying he did anything wrong. This is a lot of stuff that's proven over time. And, you know, a lot of mechanics will say POR-15, rubberized undercoating, rhino line, all that stuff. Best, you know, this Line X, oh, it's all the best, it's all the best. It is the best if done right and in the proper circumstance. But water and salt and sand gets in behind it, it's worse because that salt and sand can't dissipate. So it turns into a giant mess. Hey, no help a mechanic. Who you? Me no hire new mechanic. Who you? Me no hire a new mechanic with pigtail. Who you? But yeah, that's what that is. So minus the mini mechanics interrupting. Like I said, this video, POR-15. Again, not busting balls, not saying anybody did anything right, wrong, whatever. Is, you know, as men, we're more inclined to not read directions. And also, too, a lot of us, you know, we only have so much damn time. You know, this guy's a working mug. He busts his hump. He puts in his hours, and how, you know, so he's got a beautiful truck still. It's just going to need a little bit of love. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to steel this up today and get it closed up. And I'll pop another video on a little bit later because I'm not inclined to pause this and let it sit and then just add it to the end of this video. And I don't care. I'm not a content creator. I'm not monetized. I don't care about transitions and intros and editing and all that stuff. You get what video you get. And you don't get upset. So that's that. So, yeah, boy. I will plate it and be putting that on a little bit later. Enjoy the 11-minute video that you just watched and the time of your life you just can't get back. Bye.